the things I'm going through for you guys. It's around 30 degrees or more Celsius, mind you, and I'm in motorcycle jacket and jeans. I'm sweating my ass off here.
Okay, hi guys, and welcome to my motovlog. Today it's going to be a review episode. I'll give my thoughts on the Brixton Saxby. I've been riding it now for 2,500 kilometers, and I think at this point I can give an honest review. So what's the Brixton Saxby? It's a retro style bike with ABS and only an electric starter. It has around 18 HP and no official top speed, but the fastest I went was 125 km per hour on flat ground with no wind and sunny weather. Under normal circumstances, you will always reach 113 to 117 km per hour, which is enough to commute on the countryside and take over trucks with decent speed.
The Brixton Saxby comes in two color schemes. So there's the one that I'm riding right now, and the one Brixton shouldn't have used at all. If you don't like the classic look the Saxby is going for, there's also the sister machine that has the same specs and uses the same parts as the Saxby, but it has a different outfit, I would say. It has different style parts, has a more modern look to it. Yeah, I think it looks cool, but it doesn't looks as cool as the Saxby. The Saxby has almost all the same parts as the 125cc version of the Brixton. The 125cc version has more variations to it though. It already comes in the Scrambler or the Cafe Racer style version, so you don't have to do any modifications at all. If you want to go for a look, you can just go out and buy the one you want in the 125cc version. And as far as I know, you can use all the parts that are for the 125cc version on the Saxby as well.
It weighs 145 kilograms, which makes it easy to handle for everybody. The Saxby is a pain in the ass when it comes to tight spaces, because it has a large angle for maneuvering, and if you didn't get the corner while parking it backwards, you can just lift it into position. Moving the bike is a 4-stroke engine with 1 cylinder. As far as I know, the whole bike is built in China, and so is the engine. My dealer told me the engine reminds him of an old Honda engine. It's not unlikely they bought and used an old Honda building plan, since I heard they used the Suzuki building plan for the 125cc version of this bike. The seat of the Saxby is around 80 centimeters high. I'm 180 tall and I can sit comfortable on it. I think smaller people won't have a problem either, which makes the Saxby the perfect beginner bike.
The brand Brixton is a sub-brand of the Austrian motorcycle company, although the whole bike is built in China, as I may have already mentioned. And yeah, you can have two takes on the branding, on the name Brixton, because it's obviously British. The name Brixton, it's a town in Great Britain, and also Saxby I think is also a town in Great Britain, and you can have two takes on it. Either you see it as a reminiscent of the 1960 era bikes that are from Great Britain and see it as a nod to history in that way, because the Brixton motorcycles definitely go for the look of that area, of the cafe racer look also of that area, or you just say it's false advertising, and yeah, then you will probably hate the brand Brixton anyway and say it's just false advertising. But I would rather go for the first thought, otherwise I wouldn't have bought the bike, maybe. Not that I really care for the branding anyway, because the branding on the bike is quite supple in some areas, and yeah, some bikes have too much of it on it, I think. And Zemke mentioned in his video of the 125cc, I think he has the Scrambler version, that the union jack on the fuel tank is a little bit too much. I have the same thought. I think the same, because you can have a knot, but if you put the union jack on it, it's a little bit too much. I have put all of the stickers of the Brixton down, not because I'm ashamed of the stickers, but I like the real clean look way more. I put all the stickers down from the first day, the ones on the tank and the ones on the side parts, and sadly I have to say that the stickers on the side parts left a suntan tattoo, I would call it. I've polished it, the side parts. I polished the side parts 2 times now, and it's almost completely gone. I'm really glad that it worked, and the sun is probably doing its job too, and it's almost gone. But if you want to remove those stickers, do it as soon as possible, because otherwise the longer you have them on, the harder it gets to vanish those suntans on the side parts, probably. While we're talking about the color problems, I would call them, some people at the forums already talked about corrosion problems, which the first versions of the 125cc machines probably had, because they in the forums they talked a lot about it. So far I've ridden a lot in the rain, probably every 3rd day, and I do not have any problems with corrosion. I have one spot where I found a tiny bit of corrosion, and that's at the fork at this screw here under the cap. You can find a little corrosion. Maybe I will put in a extra shot for that later, if I remember.
The second spot where I found some corrosion is at the exhaust pipe. As you can see in this small clip, there's already a little bit of corrosion on it. I will get the exhaust pipe spray painted because of that.
We already talked about the color stuff. I'm at 2,500 kilometers right now. The next inspection is around 3,000, so the inspection is mandatory at 1,000, 3,000 and then 5,000, I think, to keep your guarantee. And before the first inspection I noticed one missing screw under my exhaust. It was just one screw, and on the left side of the engine the sensor was a little bit too loose. I could plug him off really easily. Both problems got noticed without me mentioning them while at the first inspection. so that's a big plus for my dealer. Also the oil and the oil filter got changed, and all screws got checked. The clutch and the throttle got fine-tuned, so the machine was taking the gas better and ran way smoother from that on. The first inspection cost me about 103.95 euros. Don't know why I remember 0.95, but it was just like that, and I can highly recommend at least my dealer. So, what's not to like about the bike? Yeah, I have to roll back a little bit. What's not to like about the bike? First and foremost, I would mention all the things that are on the handlebar.
The turn signal switch has to be put back in neutral manually, and sometimes you over toggle and switch it to the other side instead of getting into neutral. The clutch lever is too loose for my tasting, and the original mirrors are vibrating like an old Nokia phone. That's why I already changed them to Moto Gadget once.
Another problem I had is, and still have sometimes, is when I just run off my property and have to stand at the exit to drive on. I'll have to pull the clutch again, and if I do that and don't give a little bit of gas, then the engine sometimes just goes off. I had this problem 2 times and again today, so even with warm weather I have this problem. And also I have the problem sometimes, also 2 times, that I have misfirings of the spark plug at around 100 kilometers per hour. And with the 125cc versions, this problem is highly discussed in the forums too, and the solution for it is to use an iridium spark plug.
Okay, that about sums my knowledge on the Saxby up. I think you could notice there are only a few minor problems with the Saxby. I am happy with the machine and can recommend it. I use it for commuting and it works like a charm so far. I'll give an update on the 5,000 kilometer mark. And yeah, my name is Max and I hope you liked this video. And I see you for the next one. Ciao!